Thank you very much. With the Olympics opening ceremonies kicking off last week and plenty of athletes making the trip over to Beijing, I've got a great story to tell you about this week. A local Warren resident will be representing our Team USA as a captain on the hard court. He and his team will be also traveling to Beijing in a few weeks to participate in the Paralympic Games. These games are for athletes that have physical, mental, or sensorial disabilities. The games will start September 6th, 12 days after the Olympics end. The Paralympics are also held every 4 years, with the first one beginning in 1960. There's a variety of sports to compete in, but our story takes us to the game of wheelchair basketball. Lifetime Warren resident Michael Paye tells us about how he got started with wheelchair basketball and how he and his team's hard work and dedication has given them a chance to bring home gold.
I was born with a disability. It's called arthrogryposis. It affects mainly my joints, my lower extremity joints, starting at about my waist all the way down to my feet. When I was born, I had club feet, and that was pretty severe, so they opened those up when I was younger. And so now my feet, I guess you could say, are partially fused. And then my knee is also unable to bend. It's the joints just don't develop proper in the muscles, but all the feeling's still there. It's not spinal cord. It's a pretty rare form of it also. It doesn't really slow me down ever since I was younger, so definitely love sports from I don't even know, whenever I could pick up a ball basically. But it mostly started with like my brother and his neighborhood friends and my neighborhood friends playing outside and just growing up. And you know, I started playing on my crutches first and it worked out all right. But as we got older, I wanted to be more competitive, and then I got a wheelchair when I was about 8 years old, 8 or 9, I always forget. But then pretty much from that day forward, I realized how open my hands were for the sports I wanted to play, and we just made some adaptations to sports, I guess you could say, and we used to play sports in our basement on the floor so everyone could participate, including myself, and we played outside. And my mom happened to call a team, and they said I couldn't play on my crutches, which was a good thing because I would never went that far. And then got on a team, and we started a wheelchair basketball team, and it's just been my passion ever since. So.
Even from a young age, Michael found other people just like him to share their passion together.
Got lucky too, because I went to an adult league when I was about 12 years old. I was invited to play with adults, and I was like, oh, I'm going, you know, and I showed up, and things just went from there. Learned a lot from the adults, and just saw that wheelchair basketball was a part of their life at an adult age, that once you see that when you're a kid, you're like, okay, then I can really go this path.
Michael was a part of a wheelchair basketball team in college and has been scouted to play overseas and is currently playing with Germany.
And I'm about to go into my 3rd year with the same team. They really like me, they really like to have me around. I really like them, it's fun. There's a couple more opportunities out there that, you know, maybe I could go see another country like Italy or Spain, and their league plays really strong, like Germany. And I'm not really just in it for the whole living purpose. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to make some money playing, but I still have that competitive fire and just trying to put my name out there and, you know, get better and better, and I wouldn't mind playing somewhere else maybe.
In 2004, the dream of playing somewhere else happened. Michael was a part of Team USA in Athens. The team was 1 game away from medal contention before losing a heartbreaking game in the final seconds to Great Britain.
You know, you're thrown into the mix of men's basketball at the best level in the world. And that is an intimidating experience when you first go, whether you like it or not, whether we have all these practice games all summer. When you're in that environment, playing on the same court as the Olympics, we played strong. We played really, really good in our round robin. We ended up taking #1 in our pool. But I really remember going off that court. I actually watched my friend play one of the best games of his life. And so we talked a little bit on the way out, and I was definitely in tears. I was down. It was my dream. And to watch those guys celebrate, you know, it was just like, man, that really hurt. And when I was on a team in 2004, I wanted to win, but it was different. You know, it was my first time. It was a group of guys that it was my family, but it wasn't like my family like this team is. And so I think that really, really helps your goals and stuff like that. When you have people pushing you, behind you, that are positive, you know, it's not like pushing you to like, hey, put the ball in the hole. it's kind of like pushing you, like, hey, just play your best. I got your back. If you fail, you know, I'll be there to pick you up. And that's really how our team is. And for me, for myself, that's how I like to play. I really like, you know, people that can play well individually, and at times everyone's going to play well individually, but when we play well as a team and we have everyone's backs, it's just like, you know, win or lose, you feel proud.
Earning value experience in 2004 games, this year's team has high goals for Beijing.
A goal will be for everyone to play as a unit, and, you know, for everyone to keep the focus. You know, the focus will be really, really important. But I mean, my only goal really there is gold. When I pass all the little small goals that are huge, I mean, don't get me wrong, those small steps are enormous. But everyone knows what the big picture is. We're going to take it one game at a time. But I mean, when you go there, you know, you're thinking on the plane ride there a little bit that, you know, you're going to think about the gold medal. That's the pinnacle of wheelchair basketball by far. I know Olympics is a lot commercialized and stuff, but Paralympics is well beyond that. You know, that's our time. That's where you get all the best world athletes with disabilities together. And in wheelchair basketball, because I don't know many other sports for Paralympics, I've watched some, but for wheelchair basketball, I mean, the athletic ability, you know, it's amazing.
Michael has always had a strong family unit at home that has always supported him. And now it's for Michael's turn to be the role model and pass his words of wisdom to the younger generation.
Don't let anyone tell you can't do things, and I never had that, but I know that, you know, there is definitely out there. Being disabled growing up, especially athletic, you're going to get a lot of people that are going to look at you like, what is he doing? Yeah, I just try to express that to them, that, you know, that doesn't mean anything. You know, that if people are trying to be negative about it. But I definitely just like to say sky's the limit, and if, you know, if you want to focus on one sport, because I'm not all basketball, I'm saying if you want to focus on, you know, bocce ball or swimming or whatever, then, you know, do it. Because I meet a lot of kids with disabilities that sometimes are severe and sometimes are minor. And if they can find a sport that they love with their passion, then I just tell them to really go for it.